Hey there, this is Beth, and let's talk about the elements. In particular, this time, the elements of air. And I'm not going to dwell on correspondences and such. I think there's a lot of information out there already on the correspondences, and that's not really what my focus is right now. My focus is helping people create a personal relationship with the four elements and how to do that. And one of the ways to do that is realizing how you relate to those elements. For me, air and my personal relationship with air, it's pretty normal. It's kind of my status quo, quite frankly. When I initiated air, was really, really normal. Frankly, it did not really affect my life all that much. It's something the intellect part and all that kind of I have a strong academic streak to me. So that aspect of air that uses intellect and logic and is very methodical comes very naturally to me, of sitting down and researching something and working through it that way. Very normal. There's also this aspect of air that can be pulled out of me that makes me very chaotic. My organization tends to be disorganized, but I know where all my stuff is. And it drives me crazy when I clean because then I can't find it. And both those are aspects of air that are held within me. And I realize that even though they're kind of at opposite ends of the spectrum, they're both there. Air is very natural for me, frankly. And so when it comes to like certain things, just reaching out and being able to, yeah, hi, they're here, they're listening. It's something that's very natural for me to reach out and touch. Bringing in air has never been an issue for me. And it's that kind of thing that people need to establish. It's not air corresponds to yellow, air corresponds to intellect, logic, swords. And all that correspondence stuff can be very useful. And it sets your base in a way, but at the same time, it does not create the relationship between you and air. And the first step to creating that relationship between you and air is, how do you react? How do you deal with the qualities of the correspondences? How do you use them in your life? That's what you're looking for when you're working with air. How do I utilize intellect? How does logic play into things? How can I bring my heart and my logic together to work together to solve this problem, as opposed to just sitting here in my head and using that and not incorporating what other resources I have? Because air can get you pretty, it's like right up here. You'll be from your chin up if all you do is sit in air. And that can start to cause problems because you're imbalanced and only working from one part of you. And who wants to do that? Frankly, it's kind of not that fun. And I think, magically speaking, too, when you have a good relationship, working relationship with all of the four elements, things are easier to get a handle on. So you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm living in my head this week. I need to bring in some earth. So you can get out of your head. Or maybe you're stuck in a problem and you're just being too logical. Maybe you can bring in water to create flow, or fire to light the passion of the intellect. So just, they all work together. And it's that personal relationship that really brings it on home. Especially with air, it can be so much in your head. You can just be so stuck and almost like blinded with it that if you don't bring in those others, you get stuck there. And it's, yeah, you can be very stuck there. And that personal relationship with air, you can be like, if you don't have that and you don't realize what you're doing, it makes it more difficult to move out of your head and out of air and into where you need to be if air is not working for you at that point in time. And it's that personal relationship, to bring it back down to that helps you understand how you react to air, how you relate to it, or how you don't relate to it, how you want to relate to it, and how you want to use it in your life. And that's what's creating a personal relationship with the air element can help you understand, actually all the elements, but we'll roll through those so we don't end up separately, so we don't end up with like a 30-minute long video. But keep that in mind. If you're feeling all in your head, take a look at how you view air. What is it to you? How do you involve that element in your thought processes and your life? And how can you use air to unstick air even? Because there is a lot of flow there. Remember the wind, it blows. So you can even use air to blow air out. If you're stuck in that methodical phase, you can bring in the chaotic aspect and blast it out. So there's many ways you can do it, and the more personal relationship you have with air, the easier it is to do. Okay. I think that's all they want me to tell you today. So you have a wonderful day, and take some time today and say hi to the air element and see what happens.